Good morning, class 4th student. Again, we have start your chapter number 2nd, that is the adaptation in a plants. Last time we have discussed about the types uh, different types of a plant which is grow in a different habitats. First one is the aquatic plants, second one is the terrestrial plants. Last time we have discussed about the aquatic plants. Here they are defined in a three way: underwater plant, fixed plant, and the floating plants. And today we have discussed the land or the terrestrial plants. All the plants that grow on the land is called as the terrestrial plants or a land plant. There are some different kinds of a land area. Plants growing in each of these area need to adjust to the kind of weather, amount of rainfall, types of soil, and other such factors found in that place. That first plants in the plains. Some plants grow in the plains where the climate is hot in summer and cold in a winter, and a plant growing in a plains have more space to spread out of. They have several branches and they have flat leaves. These helps water to evaporate and keep the tree cool when the climate get hot. Here I have mentioned what is the meaning of evaporate. Evaporate means turning water from liquid into vapor. Again I have repeated the turning from liquid into the vapor, turning water into the water vapor. And they have in this area, in the plain area, the plants have the flat leaves, and these helps water to evaporate and keep the tree cool when the climate get hot. And the flat leaves also help to trap a lot of a sunlight. This is the plants in a plains, and for examples are mango, neem, peepal, mulberry, sesams are the common trees that grow in a plains. Here I have discussed the differences between the different types of plains plants. Some of these trees lose all their leaves at once, generally during autumn, in order to survive harsh weather conditions. As spring approaches, a new leaves start growing. Such trees are called deciduous trees. Here again I have mentioned the deciduous trees. Just wait. Okay, I can't mention that. As a spring approach, a new leaves start growing. Such trees are called deciduous trees. Examples are cherry, maple tree, teak, and the beech tree. These are example of deciduous trees. And some trees that do not lose their leaves at once are called evergreen trees. Again I have repeated, some trees that do not lose their leaves at once are called evergreen trees. Examples are jackfruit tree, eucalyptus, and the pine. These are the evergreen trees because they do not lose their leaves at once. Clear? And we have discussed the plants in a desert. Deserts are the dry and the very hot place. Desert are dry and the very hot place. There is a low of rainfall and lots of the direct sunlight falls on the plants. The soil in desert is sandy and unable to hold much water. Examples are cactus and the cactus. Examples are cactus. Okay, here the some adaptation in a desert plants are: first, the plants store water in their stems and the leaves. Plants store water in their stems or the leaf. leaves and long root system in desert plants go deep into the ground to absorb water. The long root system in a desert plant go deep into the ground to absorb water, and most plants are leafless. Again, I have repeated, in the desert area, the most plants are leafless. The lack of a leaves helps reduce water loss, and in the cactus, leaves are reduced to spines, and spines discourage animals from the eating plants of water for water, and the waxy coating of a stem and the leaves help reduce water loss. Stem is green, thick and filled with the water. Photosynthesis is carried out in the stem. And the last one is the mount plants in the mountains. And plants on the mountains are hilly, are adapted to grow in a very cold temperature, and these trees do not bear flower but they have seeds in the cones. They are called conifers, and the coniferous tree examples are the pine, fir and the deodar. Again, I have repeated, plants in the mountains. Plants on the mountains and hills are adapted to grow in a very cold temperature, and these trees do not bear the flowers but have seeds in the cones, and they are called conifers and coniferous tree. Examples are pine and the fir and deodar. And here your session is end up, and today is your homework is match the following. Here I have mentioned the column number 1 and column number 2. They are the floating plants, underwater plants, plants in the plains, deciduous plant, and plants in the coastal area: people, teak tree, elgrass, coconut and the wolfia. It is a column A and column B. Please match the followings and do this work in a copy. Okay, today's your session is end up here, and we have meet in your next class. Then thank you students.